Alright, response video to Fred, conference reports guy. Anyway, did another video on this rape thing, so I'll just point out my argument, just to make it brief, hopefully. First, I think evolutionarily, there's very little rape in our history. The amount of conceptions that take place through rape, I think, is really small. So I don't think it really has anything to do. I don't think it was ever successful. I don't think it was ever. I think it played no major role in the development of our psychology or disposition. I think the opposite is more likely, that we are more likely to be capable of great love than violence when it comes towards women, anyway. And that when I said broken psychology is what I'm talking about, broken psychology, which can take place through conditioning and also through bad thoughts, bad ideas, stupidity. Stupidity breaks people. It makes people broken. That stupidity can overcome even something that's innate. People can be conditioned into doing things that they wouldn't do naturally if they weren't talked into it, let's say. So certainly that plays a role. But you have to be really, really fucking dumb, okay, to fall into those kind of traps. And you also have to have some sort of predisposition that has been warped in some way. And there's only a small percentage of males, in my opinion, who would enjoy an act of violence against a woman. I mean, who could have sex that way, could even function having sex that way. They have no desire to have sex and violence at the same time. Those two things don't go together. They don't have any. So we are talking psychology here. We're talking about something, that you either got or you don't got. You're either capable of it or you're not capable of it. I mean, it's like it's a tolerance. You can almost say it's like an allergy, and I would argue that the natural disposition is to be allergic to violence against women, to find it repulsive, repugnant, and that it's the deviant psychology, small percentage of psychology, that enjoys it. Certainly snuff films exist, certainly the whole S&M thing exists out there, but that's not the average psychology. And if it even starts to approach the average psychology, it might be an indication that our society is motherfucking sick, that it's creating those kind of human beings. I can honestly say, in my life, contemplated in any sexual way an act of violence against a woman. Just never in my life. And I can say in my youth I was in a couple of situations where something could have gotten out of hand, and I certainly was playing more of a play-along role, like I was there and I was not stopping something from happening. But I really wasn't put to the full test because it didn't go too far. And so I can certainly understand that people are capable of going along with a crowd, but I also know that there was nothing in me, there's no capacity in me to ever, there's no way, I never had a perception of a woman in that way. Yes, women have been objects to me, they've been a lot of things, but they've never been something I could possibly gain any sexual gratification from if I had to take it from them. If I had to steal it from them, if I had to violate them to get it, I wouldn't want it. It's that, and so for you to say that it's in us all, I say bullshit to that. Bullshit. Maybe you got some fantasies going. Maybe you got something goes on in your head that gives you an indication that you're capable of something. I can say fucking flat out honestly, never at any point in my existence have I ever had any such psychology. To commit an act of violence against a woman would make me puke. Okay, it's that simple. It would make me puke. I could not. There's no practical way my psychology could find it pleasurable. Because my psychology, ever since from the first moment I found women desirous, I found that they were on a pedestal. They were a beautiful thing. There's something, no way you could violate that thing and gain sexual gratification. And the only way you could gain gratification was to make it want you. And if they didn't want you, that was the biggest turnoff that could possibly exist for me. So, you know, I don't know where you're going with this argument. As I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the smell of this, oh, it's in us all, we're all natural rapists. No, I think we're naturally meant to possess women, own them, to be possessive, to be a lot of things, but we're not naturally takers of women. Men are violent against other men. We're made to kill each other. We're made to, like rams or bears or some other animal, we're made to go beat the shit out of each other, okay, as males, and then for the woman to say, you know, just look at the survivor and say, damn, he's a hell of a guy, that kind of thing. We're made to earn it through that kind of a test. That's the native, natural psychology, in my opinion. And there's nothing native or natural about violent sex. I just don't buy that argument. I say bullshit to that argument. That's something that might be an outcropping of our sick culture, but I don't think that's an outcropping of our native disposition. Yeah, I think I said enough. But I really don't like your last two videos. Didn't like them at all.